Hi, my name is Cashel.
And my name's Chloe.
Today we're going to be talking about the harmful effects of invasive species in the Everglades.
The Everglades is a wetland in southern Florida. This area can be described as marshy and is mostly covered in water and mud with certain species of tall grass and trees.
This area is home to many diverse species, including the American alligator, wood stork, manatees, bottlenose dolphin, and many more.
Let's start by talking about the Burmese pythons. Burmese pythons are originally from Southeast Asia. They were first introduced in Florida in 1979 as pets. However, many people dislike how large the snakes become and often let them into the wild. Burmese pythons prey on 41 rare species and 39 endangered species. They also take many resources away from the natural inhabitants. Here's a video showing how the Floridian government is taking action.
Finding a Burmese python in your backyard sounds like a bad dream. It really is.
Yes,
but
it
it may be
does.
closer to reality than you think. It's one of the many invasive species that are devastating America's ecosystems. CBSN Originals correspondent Adam Yamaguchi recently went to the Florida Everglades to show us how people are fighting the threat.
Wow. Oh my God.
You got to understand, I love these animals. I love all animals, you know. When I look at this, it's like, how many of our native animals did this thing eat to get that size?
Yeah.
And how many more will it eat if you left it out there?
So the Everglades that you have come to know and love have changed forever because of this animal.
Yeah, absolutely.
In their native habitat, predators keep their population under control. In Florida's Everglades, there's hardly anything to stop them, except hunters like Donna.
I'll keep a hold of his head so he doesn't bite you.
Wow, that is freakish. The strength of this is incredible.
Another year and he'll be able to breed, and first year or so he'll probably have 15 to 25 eggs. And you know, when they get to be 18 feet, they can have over 100 eggs in them. So they're just breeding like crazy.
I'm recoiling just watching that. Adam Yamaguchi, you're a braver man than I am. The state actually pays people like Donna to hunt these snakes. How successful is that?
Well, they've put a small dent in the overall population. They've caught over 1,000 or so, which sounds great, except there are an estimated tens of thousands of these snakes in the Everglades. And the scary part is, since they've basically devoured most of the native mammal species in the Everglades, they're now starting to venture out in search of food.
And are there other ways to combat them?
Are we supposed to be comforted by that?
That's why he started off by saying that's the scary part.
Like humans?
Bring bad news.
Yeah.
Right.
One of the most innovative efforts really is the market. In this doc, we not only look at the python, but we explore the Asian carp as well as the lionfish, which are decimating their adopted ecosystems.
Wow, that was a great video. That really shows how the snakes are multiplying and how it's important to alert the officials if you see one. Let's talk about another invasive reptile in the Everglades. The Nile monitor is a lizard that is originally from the Saharian area. They can grow up to be 5 feet long. They are most commonly escaped or released pets, and they harm the Everglades by eating mammals, birds, eggs, fish, other reptiles, and amphibians. They are actually most active during the day and are often located near water so that they can hunt. The Florida officials actually suggest that if you see one, to take a picture of it and call the hotline that's going to be on the screen.
Man, those Nile monitors sure do seem like pigs with all the food they eat. Speaking of pigs, let's talk about wild boars. Wild boars were first introduced in the Americas in the 1500s as a source of food. Since the population of wild boars has spread roughly to 35 states, and have an estimated population of 5 to 6 million. Oops. Wild boars are successful in these areas due to the lack of predators and adaptability to different climates, and the fact that they can eat almost anything. With these factors, wild boars actually create a lot of damage in the U.S., and the government pays roughly $1.5 billion each year in damages. The damage is most likely in agriculture, native species, ecosystems, and cultural and historic resources.
Invasive species are not limited to just animals. The Mecula tree was introduced to Florida in 1906. Its population has rapidly spread over 400 acres in South Florida. Meculas tend to spread mass amounts of seed and are very tall, and they also block the sunlight for surrounding plants. These trees have displaces between native plants, like the cypress and sawgrass, found in the Everglades. Setting manageable fires has been one of the most effective ways to stop the spread of these trees, but it is still very difficult to contain the populations.
Bugs can also be considered an invasive species. The lobate laxscale is an invasive species that was first identified in Florida in 1999. These bugs are originally native to India and Sri Lanka. These invasive insects are wingless and rely on air currents and animals to move far distances. They primarily attack woody dicots, which are a class of plant. They can actually kill these plants due to the high population infestations. These insects can be killed by chemical treatments. However, biological control is the most useful management for certain natural ecosystems.
Asiatic clams are originally from Southwest Asia. They are located from there all the way to the eastern Mediterranean. The Asian clam is a filter feeder that helps remove particles from the water column. The first collection of clams was in 1938 along the Columbia River. The clams were originally introduced to the United States as a source of food for Chinese immigrants. They are now currently found in 46 states, Washington, D.C., and Puerto Rico. These clams cause a negative effect on the Everglades ecosystem by causing issues in pipes and irrigation canals. They often clog the pipes and make them no longer sanitary for human consumption or for proper drainage in the ecosystem.
Another animal that harms people in the Everglades are the monk parakeets. The monk parakeet was originally introduced to America in 1970, when thousands of birds were imported into America from South America. While the brightly colorful blue and green birds are pretty, they do harm the Everglades. The birds often nest on power lines, disrupting the flow of electricity to homes and streets. They also destroy surrounding crops as food source and for materials to build their nests. While these birds are very cute and destructive, they are actually very intelligent. They are hard to stop from being an invasive species due to the bird's intelligence and ability to thrive in climates like the Everglades.
The Mayan cichlid are native to Mexico, but have been imported to Florida for pet trade. Their populations have exploded in southern Florida due to their tropical climate. They can easily adapt to new surroundings and have big appetites. Cichlids can even hunt in packs and are taking resources from the native wildlife. Their aggressive nature has proven to be a tough competitor to the Everglades fish. The Florida Wildlife Federation promotes fishing for Mayan cichlids. They're proven to be a very easy catch and a tasty snack.
All these animals have harmful effects, and with the help from government incentives, Floridians are finding ways to combat these harmful pests.
You can help save the Everglades ecosystem by following the guidelines and helping the Florida government. Save the Everglades today!